Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing? This is Lord IBO Hars once again, and you're watching CORP Exchange Television. So, what we got going on? We just got some report in. Actually, you're watching CORP Exchange Television. You're on Wide World of Trade Report station, and this is the Bellwether show on Wide World of Report TV, Wide World of Trade Report station on CORP Exchange Television. It's kind of interesting because, you know, we live in an information society, and, a lot of information, gets bounced off or it gets rehashed. People say rehashed or it's fake news or whatever. We were just mentioning about, how the government needs to, put the money because the credit, the households needs credit. Well, we just got a report coming in from, I think it's the Treasury. And, they have three topics. One is they want to reduce the deficit, which we've been hearing forever. I don't know how you're going to even talk about doing that right now, because you have to, me being a dead brain economist, I would argue the way things are looking now, you need to spend money. Even if the local municipalities and the local cities, smaller cities, have their bonds and things in place, the place needs an overall. And I'm in a major city. You're in Miami, which has hub cities all around. So they break it down into the county, and the county houses a lot of cities. Excuse me, but the infrastructure in a lot of places is terrible, and it's going to cause a lot of money. You need to raise the quality of life. People need to do more for themselves, So as you're talking about reducing the deficit, maybe in certain parts of the country, they could, someone, a place can say, okay, we can stand a setback. But I don't agree on, these are just proposals that they're coming out with, but I don't see it. The other one is making businesses pay their fair share of taxes. There's a whole nother ball of wax. But then, if this is what we're looking at, why aren't they already paying their fair share of taxes? And what is their fair share of taxes? You don't want to come down too hard on businesses, because a lot of businesses, from what I see, myself included, they can cut back and still survive. They can cut back their staffs and whatever their product is, and even their productivity, they could slash it and cut it straight to the bone, straight past the white meat. They could even hit the bone and still survive. It wouldn't even get infected. That's how big and consolidated a lot of businesses are. A lot of businesses I look at, especially in the greater Miami-Dade County area, they hiring people really out of the goodness of their heart to really give to the economy, because you see a lot of people, and a lot of people are still taking that for granted. They offer the jobs, they raise the minimum wage, and then people still aren't. They say they can't find a job, but their jobs are there. So if you're talking about corporate earnings, you're talking about big corporations paying their fair share. What's a big corporation? Right? What is their fair share? And at the same time, you're not dealing with government. You're stepping outside of government, even into the private sector, and you're saying, well, I don't want to step on anybody's toes here. I want to get paid. So it should already be like universal. Like, you shouldn't even be having that conversation, because now the businesses have the upper hand. They have the leverage, because they can, look, there's a business right there, Lowe's, Chili's, what's the other one over there? JB's. These people can cut half of their staff right now today and still be comfortable doing business tomorrow. So, when you're saying we're going to go out there, make people pay their fair share, it just sounds a little flaky to me. It's like 2025, you shouldn't be having a conversation in your country where you have to make somebody pay their fair share. Just the language alone is just confusing. It's upsetting. In a situation where we're in, you need the businesses, because they're the ones creating the jobs. Most businesses have enough money you say more money than God right now, that if he closed this door tomorrow, he can still eat for the next 4 or 5 generations, high off the hog. So, you're in a little sticky place right here. It's like greed works here. You know what I mean? So you have the corporate thing. Then you're talking about reducing the deficit. Then you're talking about helping the households. One way, it's going to be hard unless you're owning your own house or you're setting a fixed mortgage. The price of real estate is just going up and up and up. It's like the market is just completely unregulated. So for new families, it's hard to get a mortgage. Down in South Florida, there's a big there's a big problem. That's just vagrants and old people now. There's young people. You can't get out your house. You got to get out your house. You're grown. A lot of people live by that mantra now. It's like, you're grown, you got to leave the house. You got to get on your own. You got to get out there and make it. And if you don't have it in position, the mortgage rates, the interest rates, the price of the house is just gonna keep going up. So that's just a little something we got going on the Bellwether Station. I haven't really put it on anything yet, because this is just our first segment. So I want to see how it goes, so we can get some positive feedback before we start bringing out the actual bellwether centers, like the pilgrimage thing, ingress sacrifice, which tells us how much people are coming in and out of the country and what parts of the country each week. That's going to be a very, very important bellwether that's going to move your markets. You're going to be watching the Bellwether Station on Wild World of Trade Report weekly before you make your next trade decisions, especially if you're a super active trader, because these informations is what's, there's more. The country has grown so vast and the population is so vast. There's so many moving parts. There's like a lot. The reef is full now. It's not just, Chicago PMI or this index or that index or what these people say. You have to really get in on the ground. And when you're on ground zero, like Moxie Research and Engage Research and a couple of research funds we work with, you really get to see what's going on in the world, in the community. CORP Exchange, Lord IBO Risi Hards, Wide World of Trade Report, and this is the Bellwether Station. We call it the Bellwether Station. That's just the name of the show, but you're on Wide World of Trade Report Station, and this is the Bellwether Station show. Goodbye.